Charlie's Angels 2000 is the subject of this episode. It's the movie starring Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu. It was a movie that I actually really loved when I was 12 years old, so it is my selection. I had us watch this movie and assumed we would have a lot of fun tearing it apart, really ripping it a new one, only to find Lacey and I both liked it a lot. It's actually a really fun and solid action movie with three very likable women leads who kick a lot of ass. So we had a good time with this episode. Also dig into the history of the Charlie's Angels franchise, the 1970s TV show, the trend of what's called jiggle television from the 70s. You'll get to learn all about that. All the different iterations of Charlie's Angels. Obviously, the two movies that were directed by McG, the reboot TV series from 2011, the reboot movie starring Kristen Stewart, and the sort of weird reception of that, and how it compares with the 2000 movie. If you don't care about any of that, look in the episode description, look for movie discussion, and jump to that part of the episode, and you will just hear Lacey and I having a lot of fun talking about the very fun movie Charlie's Angels from 2000. Hello and welcome to Load Bearing Beams. I'm Matt Stokes.
I'm Lacey Roth.
Hello, Lacey. Welcome to
I'm
the
great
episode.
with knives.
I'm
an equestrian.
I'm great with shit. I don't have any attributes. I can edit a podcast. Will that help us on our missions?
I'm a samurai with bubble letters.
Are there any bubble letters? Sorry, are there bubble letters in this movie?
No.
Is that a skill that they deploy at one point in the movie?
No.
That's
why I'm the four. They Venn diagram of what they can do, I have no overlap. So I'm coming in fresh and they need me.
It's what you want to do when you're joining a team or
Yes.
you're looking to join an organization. What can I bring to the table that they're looking for?
I do think they all have to know how to do the splits, however. And I'm wondering, I wanted to look this up. Did Drew Barrymore learn how to do splits for this? Because when you know how to do a split, I feel like you need to find at least 2 or 3 movies where you get to do that. And this is the only movie where she does it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they all three of them underwent serious, rigorous martial arts training for 3 months.
It shows. Okay, Mortal Kombat, take a fucking lesson.
Oh, Mortal Kombat's good too with the fighting.
Wait. The 2 guys are good with the fighting.
Sonya Blade was hired.
Sonya.
Yeah, I mean, she was hired one day before the movie started shooting.
Wasn't it supposed to be Cameron Diaz? No.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was.
And
yeah,
she's
good
fucking
call.
awesome. But Cameron Diaz did the mask instead, which also good call. But
I don't know if she did the mask instead, but the mask was around the same time.
that was
also a new
the
production.
conflict.
Okay.
Why else am I remembering this?
Oh, well, your memory's impeccable, so yeah.
Yeah, but I remembered sometimes I do it right, Matt.
Yeah, you said wasn't Charlie's Angels the movie that they had to delay post-production to make her eyes bluer?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is Lacey talking about? She's going off on her crazy medicine
I
again.
can tell you looked it up because you were so nice afterward. You're like, I did not know that.
No, I didn't look it up until this morning.
Oh.
And that's just a rumor, and it's with the sequel, not with this one. That they had to spend $200,000 in post-production to make her eyes bluer. My eyes are blue, but can they be bluer?
I mean, they're striking in this movie. That's why I asked. They look otherworldly. So
what are we talking about? We're talking about
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels 2000. What is this? This is Load Bearing Beams, a movie podcast. Lacey and I are a married couple. We do a deep dive into a different movie every week, usually movies from our past that we're nostalgic about. And now we're going to take a clinical and critical eye, chop this thing to pieces.
And when we say usually, we mean not usually anymore.
Well, we're not so precious about it anymore. But, I would not call this a proper load-bearing beam for me, but it is a movie I watched a lot, at ages 12 and 13. And when I brought it up to Lacey, she's like, it's because you're a pervert little boy.
I realize it's not. I mean, it could be. It still could be.
Then I watched it and I was like, wait a minute, maybe Lacey's more right than I gave her credit for, because I'm suddenly remembering things like Cameron Diaz in the Spider-Man underwear and Drew Barrymore hanging naked from the side of a building. And I'm like, that's why I'm into naked ladies hanging from the side of a building in great peril. That's why that's my thing, you know?
Why we always need our bedroom on the second story.
Just so it's there, in case you need to do it. So maybe you were more right than I thought, but that thing has always been like,
it's not as simple as that, because it's actually a good movie.
Well,
So
that was a surprise to me. I assumed we would just be making fun of this, and I watched this. We watched this separately. It ended, and I was like, that was a really fun action movie.
And you really set the tone for me just right, because you said this movie knows what it is. And I've never seen Charlie's Angels. That was a show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I could tell just from the way that they are handling each mission that, okay, Charlie's Angels clearly was a show about impeccably dressed women who always have their hair way too perfect, who always have the skill you need, who love Charlie and Bosley. The way that they're playing these characters, I already understand the show. I think that's a great way to handle IP. I mean, it's one way to do it, and if you're going to really lean into it, do it right. They did it right. I'd say. I
didn't get to watch a full episode of the show. I watched parts of one episode. The show was more serious than I thought it would be. It was more of like a straightforward police procedural. It's just, but it stars ladies.
That was what was in vogue at the time, right? Because then you also had Dallas. You had like the one.
Dallas wasn't police procedural.
Yeah, but it was like a serious lawman show, wasn't it not? Like, I mean, wasn't Miami PI also? I mean, Miami Vice, and then Magnum PI. I feel like all these things came out, and they all take themselves seriously. They're not comedies,
right? Those are all in the 80s. I think that
is this the 70s?
This is the 70s.
They all kind of took themselves a little seriously. Like, didn't also like the Mr. T one kind of was serious about itself.
The A-Team? I don't know. I've never seen the A-Team.
I feel like that was kind of the joke. It's just like, no, we're going to believe it. Like MASH, right? MASH is a comedy, but it's definitely a dramedy. And like all these things are just, no, this is important right now. We're talking about important shit. We're doing things that are important.
MASH's arc was that it started as a comedy and then got annoyingly serious about issues.
But I'm in the right time frame, right?
Yeah, you are.
I'm just guessing. Right. I'm just guessing that Vietnam War must have had something to do with everybody being so serious.
Yeah. So I didn't get to watch all of an episode of the show, but it was more serious. I mean, I wouldn't say like exactly like Baywatch, because we watched that episode of Baywatch and realized the tone of Baywatch it's campy, but it takes the job of Baywatching very seriously.
Yeah.
And the police procedural aspect of Charlie's Angels is more serious than I anticipated. And maybe the movie is camping it up a little bit, or at least is winking at how dumb it is that these hot babes are always impeccably dressed and get to do all this badass stuff and then continue to look amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly doing that. But I think it's celebrating that they are legit badasses while also poking a little fun that they also need to be hot while doing this.
Yeah, of course. Like James Bond is also
impeccable looking,
and always impeccably dressed. Is never perturbed by anything. But definitely like beauty standards. Like Sean Connery like had a pot belly and stuff and was old, and back then when to be like an action hero for a woman, you did have to be like a hot woman in her 20s.
And the thing I always point to is that the astronaut scientists on the ship in the original Planet of the Apes looked like a model.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks totally normal. She has a full face of makeup and her hair is completely done fresh out the salon on her way to her death.
Yeah, I know.
And the barbarian woman in Planet of the Apes also. Oh my God, she's mute. Yeah, but she's Victoria's Secret level hot.
Whereas Charlton Heston, who is hot, but he's hot in an unusual way. Yeah. I mean, okay, I don't know when it is that we reached perfect symmetry everywhere. We probably never did, because I feel like we've swung in a bad direction where all men in action movies are jacked to the nines. They're crazy hot. Like even Zac Efron has to be, roided up. And we've lost interesting looking men.
True.
We've lost interesting looking character actors. Now, instead of Danny DeVito playing the Penguin, you put Colin Farrell in a fat suit and makeup and he plays the Penguin.
Where we never had interesting looking women.
Whereas, yeah, maybe we never did. And I think you've brought this up before. But as there's been like a conversation about diversity of body types and body positivity, I feel like that mostly focuses on women.
No, you're absolutely right. The dad bod is gone, and it was just the standard, and it was totally nice to look at. I even think of like John Hamm in Mad Men, and even he seems a little bit too. They were trying to give him a little bit of some muscle identification, but it was pretty realistic because that show was very impeccable about being true to the time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have. I'm saying even he was on the verge of not having the correct dad bod for the time.
Right. This man who smokes 3 packs of cigarettes a day is constantly downing scotch.
All he does is lunch.
Yeah.
And dinner.
Yeah. And when he like takes his shirt off, you're like, you are a little bit overweight.
He should be, because he's a man of stature. He has money and he's good looking in the face. That's all you would have needed then. You don't also need to be super slender and look good in a bathing suit.
So I don't know. I'm sure we never actually reached a point, and everything's all gone topsy-turvy. There was a Charlie's Angels remake in 2019 that wanted to like respond to Charlie's Angels 2000, where it's like, we need to talk about how problematic Charlie's Angels 2000 is. And I tried to watch the 2019 version and felt like this is just as cynical, but in the opposite direction, in the like corporate approved way you can be feminist.
Yeah.
That was in vogue in 2019 and now has swung back in a terrible direction where we're like, no, we're going all the way back to the 1840s.
We're not even going to be cynical about it anymore. We're not even, we're throwing out the illusion that we were ever going to actually address anything, even though we never really were. We're just going to make girl boss. Hey, you girlfriend ruling the world, doing it.
I didn't want to say girl boss because I feel like I've said it too much, but that is what that movie is. And you can feel the movie like condescending to you about like, there's a montage of just like girls throughout history doing badass stuff.
But also condescending to the ladies who did Charlie's Angels. Is it 2000?
Yeah.
They are ladies of their time. And in this, they fucking trained in martial arts for 3 months. They look amazing at it. I was so impressed with Cameron Diaz, who like in a physical way doesn't usually impress me. But I'm like, okay, your dancing's funny. Your martial arts are totally believable here. Drew Barrymore, mwah. But I mean, I feel the work they put in. It looks like they're doing their own stunts.
Yeah. And they're not always, but they're doing some real fighting. Lucy Liu is so important to this movie. She brings like legitimacy as a fighter.
Also I don't know where I'm not watching the right things, but where is she? I could use her in a lot of stuff.
Oh, she's in a lot of stuff, but yeah, she didn't become like a huge movie star.
She's like a network person where all the women go to die.
Yeah, she was on a TV show called Elementary for a long time, so she's probably just immensely rich, but she's always been
an artist.
Like she was just in something. She's also funny. She's
funny.
She was in an episode of Futurama that I've seen a million times where she plays herself as a robot in the future, and she's hilarious in it. So yeah, I in a way, like this movie is way less dated than the 2019 movie. It'd be interesting for me and you to watch the 2019 movie and try to like make sense of it. But we don't have time. We have no time to do any of the things we say we're going to do. But we keep putting out episodes every week.
Hey,
here we are.
Go.
So yeah, this movie was fun. I was surprised. I expected it to be trash.
I did too.
And it is trash, but in the best way.
It knows it's trash. It's trash that put in the time. It's maybe the first time you picked out an eye candy movie. If I had watched this and I did in theaters, and if I hadn't been with a bunch of guys who are just ogling and like, this unfortunately got lumped into this like impossible beauty standard that I was never going to feel like I looked like any of these ladies, and it turned me off from the movie. But if I'd watched it alone, I think I really would have enjoyed like how capable these women are and how funny. I really wasn't primed to think of Cameron Diaz as funny too. She is one of those ones who bothered me that she also wanted to be comedic. Like you are the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen, and now you also want to be thought of as funny. Fuck you. Back up. That's my thing. It's literally all that I have. And so I felt very territorial over women who thought they were also funny but didn't come from like an SNL totally embarrass the fuck out of yourself, like no ego background. I mean, there's always ego, but you know what I mean? She's impeccable. Yeah, and she's in all these comedic roles, and it annoyed me.
Yeah, because it is primarily comedies that she...
Yeah, because she's funny.
...came up in, and when you were telling me that she always annoyed you, you said that it was probably just because of My Best Friend's Wedding.
It's part of it.
In which she is great, and we nominated her for an Oscar when we covered that movie earlier this year.
She was fantastic, and the framing of that movie is all about, look at how flawless, look at her. But she's like got this goofy, nerdy, and when you look at any Cameron Diaz role, she puts that into every character, because I think that really is her. She really is kind of a goofball, and probably that giant big smile on a smaller kid, probably really off-putting. So I'm sure she, comes to her comedy earnestly, like we all do, out of the need to survive. So when I think about it as unearned for her, I'm sure it just is earned. I'm just seeing the end result. It doesn't mean she always had it or that she ever had it so easy.
That was the thing that we watched it separately. I told you it's actually pretty good. I'm worried you might react to it when we watch stuff from this era. You will talk about how you felt at the time about like the impossible standards for women, both in how they look and how they act, the sort of attitude you are supposed to have. And I thought maybe you would feel that in this movie.
I don't blame those actors that is what we had to work with. But there are certain mentalities and there's certain stereotypes that were hard to watch if that's all I was given. This feels like a movie that is pretending to be for the male gaze, but is being represented from the female's point of view. And I'm wondering if there are women involved in the production, like in the directing of this. I don't actually know, but I think they gave these three a voice, if nothing else. Yeah,
Drew Barrymore was like the main producer of the movie.
And I feel it.
She hired McG because she wanted his dumbass like music video aesthetic.
Did he insist on fucking Tom? Goddamn.
No, she was married to Tom Green.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot. Drew, you crazy little thing. I want to hear all about that, Drew. Well, anyway, so see, I felt it, right? When it's something like an American Pie that the women are for the boys to go look at and the men to look at and to be so one note. And I'm going to rewatch American Pie soon and see if I still feel that way because I still love that movie. Like you see a fucking preview of Charlie's Angels and you're like, well, here we go. Just one more way we can ogle women and never live up to these standards. But that's not what this movie is.
I think that's what it exists in people's memory as.
Yes,
and they just
that's
haven't watched
unfortunate.
it.
Yep.
But I think that you will be surprised in American Pie how fully formed the women characters are too, and how they also have their own desires.
And I'm probably lumping it because American Pie was a tentpole movie. I don't know if I'm using that term right, but like it created a bunch of wannabes. Mm-hmm. It was just the same way Superbad was, in the same way I want to say Anchorman, like the one, it created a genre. So I'm probably unfortunately just lumping it in.
I mean, I remember there's, like Natasha Lyonne has her scenes with Tara Reid, like telling her like your boyfriend needs to be giving you orgasms and stuff. Like there's the women do have like their own parallel story.
But do only talk about their boyfriends.
But the boyfriends only talk about their girlfriends. And
I don't think that makes it equal. I just think that makes it the boys are being brung down to high school level boy problems, right? It's like whenever it's all about girls, it's because the boys are in high school. They're just so immature. But then girls graduate to college. It's still what they're talking about. They go to their fucking careers. Still what they're talking about. It's just high school movies are what boys talk about, is what girls are. In high school, boys talk about girls. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's not like the women are being brought up. The boys are being brought down.
I think this isn't about American Pie. They're clearly just more mature and smarter than their boy counterparts, but they are all just talking about. But that is teenagers also, because I just watched The Little Mermaid, just because I'm a
talk
freak.
About teens.
And I think people critique that movie for Ariel being like falls in love with a man just by looking at him and gives up her whole life. But it makes sense if you recall she's a teenager. And she's being driven mad by
16,
hormones and has been repressed her whole life, and now
she lives in a shell.
Yeah, and all teenagers would make insane decisions based on hormonal whims.
Water is a beautiful metaphor for feeling suffocated and boxed in, limited.
So Charlie's Angels. Okay, let's talk about the history of Charlie's Angels. In 1974, there was a police procedural TV show called Police Woman. I love that. It's just Police Woman.
They predicted that we'd all be changing terms.
And if you think that, TV was so basic back then, now there's a huge show on NBC called FBI.
Woman.
And no, just FBI. And soon it's going to get its spinoff, FBI:CIA. So we're just agencies. It was the first hour-long primetime police drama with a female lead, and it was
Who was the lead?
Angie Dickinson. It was a ratings and critical success. And on the heels of this success, a trend of women in the leads of traditionally male genres began. Thus, Charlie's Angels. Thus, the birth of Jiggle television, in which women run around without bras. Lacey's worst nightmare.
Fucking hell. With the veneer and the fucking Trojan horse of women empowerment. It's a way to find a way to just subjugate us in a different way while we're feeling so empowered while we do it. Burn those bras. Cha-cha-cha.
You don't think it was women deciding to burn their bras?
I love a bra. It wasn't anyone like me. Yeah. It wasn't anyone with sensory issues. It wasn't anybody with like body fucking dysmorphia. We put on 5 bras.
Okay, nothing can be everything for everybody.
All the things are mine and they're forever.
All right. To Jiggle Television, Charlie's Angels, produced by super producer Aaron Spelling, who also made Jiggle Television shows like The Love Boat and Fantasy Island.
Well, and 90210 and Melrose Place.
His daughter was on. Did he produce those?
Yes, he did.
Okay, and his daughter Tori Spelling was on.
How else would she get a part?
This is a total blind spot for me. I know nothing about.
I'm sorry. There's probably Tori Spelling heads out there. I'm probably being a total asshole about that. It's nepotism at its worst because she's also just a horseshit actress. So she was the big sore thumb in 90210.
Is she the one who there's always?
Yes.
I think there was a joke in Scream about a bad actress from.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't think it was being Tori. I don't remember it being Tori Spelling. I thought it was somebody else.
You could Google it.
Okay.
I see you as a young Meg Ryan myself.
Thanks, Dewey. With my luck, they'd cast Tori Spelling.
I'm looking at the original Angels here. Well, who's the one in the middle? Not the one in the middle of the blonde, but I mean, like if you were going totem pole middle.
We got Kate Jackson, Jacqueline Smith, and Farrah Fawcett.
You're still not answering my
Don't
question.
ask me that question. I don't know.
Just the one with the boobs out is smoking hot.
Okay, hold
Farrah
on.
Fawcett doesn't do it for me.
Jesus, hold on. Okay, so then this one is Jacqueline Smith.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll allow it. Were there any cameos in the?
No.
In the movie?
Okay. Not this one. Jacqueline Smith does make a cameo in the sequel.
Way to right the wrongs.
Farrah Fawcett later said, quote, "When the show was number 3, I figured it was our acting. But when it got to number 1, I decided it could only be because none of us wears a bra." End quote. The original TV series created by Ivan Goff and Ben Roberts, produced by Aaron Spelling. It aired from 1976 to 1981 over 5 seasons. Charlie played off-screen by actor John Forsythe, also the voice of Charlie in the film. The film is technically in the continuity of the TV series. Bosley was portrayed by David Doyle. You might know David Doyle as the voice of the grandpa from the Rugrats.
Boy, do I.
One of the, some do. Remember we recorded an episode about Rugrats, the movie, and then didn't ever release it because we were miserable and you hated it. So
Sounds right.
One of the best known features of the show is a series of highly publicized casting changes. First season had the leads of Farrah Fawcett, Kate Jackson, and Jacqueline Smith. And Jacqueline Smith would be the only one to remain on the show throughout its run. Farrah Fawcett left at the end of season 1.
I really connect Farrah Fawcett to, like, that's who I think of.
Yeah.
Did she go on to do something else that's iconic that
No.
everyone thinks of? Really? One
Well, I think she's
run of one show.
I think that she is like one of those people like Shelley Long who's like, well, I'm leaving for bigger and better things. And then it just never materializes. And probably just due to bad, you picked the wrong projects. And I think that her career was probably also ruined because she feuded with Aaron Spelling and ABC, got in a contract dispute with them. And so didn't return for season 2, was replaced with Cheryl Ladd, who played her sister on the show.
Your dad's favorite.
Cheryl Ladd is my dad's go-to actress of a fine-looking woman. And my dad is, like me, is not someone who's like, oh, I love those hotties.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, but that's the one he will always go to is like, she's prettier than Cheryl Ladd.
That's a handsome gal.
Let's see. Kate Jackson left after season 3. She had been offered the role in Kramer versus Kramer that ultimately went to Meryl Streep, but the show and the producers didn't give her permission to take that role. So it went to Meryl Streep, who won an Oscar and became a star.
Would have been a real boner killer to those jiggles. That's what you're saying. They didn't let her do that because it would have changed the framing around what this woman is.
So she was very unhappy as a result of this and then got a reputation for being difficult.
Oh my God, these poor women. These poor fucking women.
Which just means like, hey, I wanted to film a movie and they wouldn't. Oh, she's so difficult. Ooh, don't hire her.
She's in a mood. Her fucking Hereditary? Nope. Her Hysteria?
Yeah, she's in hysterics.
No, well, her womb is wandering, clearly. She has a wandering womb.
All right. A movie is in development in the late 90s because Aaron Spelling is working on developing all his old TV shows into movies, not just Charlie's Angels, but also Fantasy Island and The Mod Squad. And so this is in development at Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures CEO John Calley said his number one priority was building franchises. Just a reminder, nothing ever changes ever. There's this Variety article from 1998 that talks about Sony's difficulty getting franchises off the ground. It's having trouble making sequels to Men in Black, Bad Boys, and hey, Jumanji.
All those things happen.
Which we covered a few weeks ago.
My crystal ball, don't worry.
Charlie's Angels. That'll be a great new franchise for us to get off the ground. So Drew Barrymore, who had just launched her production company, Flower Films. Of course, it's called Flower Films.
Why, of course, Matt?
Because she's
why
like
of
a flower.
course?
She's both like a flower. Oh, I love the flowers. I'm a little hippie child, but also I'm a punk rocker.
Go away, Matt.
What? What's wrong with that?
Go away, Matt.
Okay.
Get off my Drew Barrymore
You take
pretty
over,
please.
then.
No,
I got no problem with Drew Barrymore except the thing where she
And
like
you have a
scabs
fucking-
scabbed during the writer's strike.
I know.
Had all the replace her entire because she's a daytime host now.
No.
Yeah, so she during the SAG-AFTRA and writer strikes 2 years ago, she's like, yeah, I'm tired of my show being off the air. I'm just gonna hire a bunch of scabs and bring it back.
That's bad.
So yeah, Flower Films is launching and she gets very excited about Charlie's Angels. So she goes in and pitches her version of the movie. Now, my source here is Elle Magazine in 2016. And she said, quote, "We had just done Never Been Kissed. And Nancy is her producing partner, was like, dude, she doesn't talk like that very often, so it's very weird. She's like, they're making Charlie's Angels over at Sony. We've got to get in there. And I was like, okay. We went in and, it was a big movie for them at the time. They had a lot of high hopes that it could be a big budget, franchisey type movie. And once again, here were Nan and I in our JanSport backpacks. This was the era of the power suit woman, and we looked like an anomaly to all the other women who were trying to make it in Hollywood in their pinstripe skirt suits. All they really had at that point was a concept. So we told them what we would want to do, how we would want to cast it, how we would see the world, handpicked the director, on and on and on. And we got to make the movie. And it was just the most fun thing in the world. I put together a reel of films, like smashed up, and I had to do it VCR to VCR. So I hooked up 2 VCRs together. And again, I'm a girl and I'm a Pisces. This is just a disaster. It was like cords everywhere. Hold on. Drew, same. I did that in high school a lot too.
You Pisces.
But I pulled about 200 different films from my personal library that I thought had scenes in them that could show the studio what kind of tone I saw for this film. End quote.
That's cool.
That is cool, yes. Plus, I used to do that too, so I identify with somebody.
Flower Matt over here.
But then as the 2019 reboot of Charlie's Angels was coming out, there were think pieces that were like, we need to talk about Charlie's Angels 2000 and how problematic it is. This is from Vanity Fair by Ashley Spencer. Quote, "But for all of its Y2K girl power messaging, Charlie's Angels is still a movie made mostly by men with a male audience in mind. Depending on how you look at it, it shows a hellscape in which women are expected to look endlessly desirable, whether licking a steering wheel while wearing a race car tracksuit cut down to the navel, or bopping around in Spider-Man underwear and telling a delivery man to stick it in your slot. Or it champions a post-feminist dream world where liberated women don't have to sacrifice their sexuality or blowouts to save the day." End quote.
They are using what they have. They're using those things. They're using the weaknesses of men against men. It's not stupid to do that.
Yeah. And I mean, the movie, it gets to have it both. It
does
to have its cake and eat it too, because it is very sexy when Lucy Liu just licks the steering wheel.
Lucy Liu does not do that. Drew Barrymore.
Oh, that's
does.
Drew Barrymore. Okay.
They look a little different, but yeah. You just don't see it.
I don't even see women. But yes, also there's always story reasons for them to be doing these things. And the whole point of it is like, we're gonna be invisible. You're not gonna see us because you're not gonna take us seriously. You just see sexy ladies.
Right.
That article went on to be like, but it's also like these girls are obsessed with, or Cameron Diaz specifically is obsessed with going on a date with Luke Wilson. And here's what Drew Barrymore said about that in 2016. Quote, "Look, I'm sorry. Girls want love at the end of the day. We want sisterhood. We want to have each other's backs. And then we want to meet back up in the morning and talk all about what happened at night with the boy. It's what girls do." I was like, there has to be an element of relationship. So that's why I taped this scene from Foul Play. And it was just very true to what a girl likes and feels. What if that girl also loved her girlfriends and was a real sister and they had each other's backs and they were kick-ass and they loved to laugh? Because a girl without a sense of humor, oof. End quote.
I'm with her. I mean, I think it's nice because it was par for the course at the time, but also what you see is a woman that keeps putting off the relationship for her priority. She has a very demanding job. She has a high paying job. She has a job that is important. She doesn't tell him about it. She puts him on hold. She has to leave the first date. She reports to work. Like, I feel like it's Cameron Diaz putting her priorities in the right order. And they already discussed in the scene before, or a couple scenes before, how hard it is to have a relationship in a job where you're not allowed to say what it is that you do.
Yeah. And you're also seeing that with Lucy Liu's character.
That's who starts the conversation.
With Matt LeBlanc. But it does make me realize, like, in Mission Impossible 3, Tom Cruise is getting married to Michelle Monaghan. Yeah, I guess you never do see a spy movie where the male spy is just like casually dating a woman. And I can think of examples, but it's a fun idea of trying to do these things at the same time. And it's not intersecting with your work life. It's happening parallel to it.
You have to find time for it when you have the most time consuming job you could think of. Drop everything you're doing and go do this thing. And they more than once make not a joke totally, but like they use this, oh, I don't know, I'm just a girl. Oh, can someone help me? Like they deploy that because it is so effective, because it is what men and people already think of women, is that they don't know. So like when Lucy Liu in the very beginning slips up and uses some of her knowledge, that then makes Matt LeBlanc go, huh? You sure do know a lot about for bikini waxer. And then she turns around and she goes, can't I just look at the internet? And it's just, it's a shame because a male spy knowing things and saying things in a relationship where he's not allowed to say what he does, no one's questioning it. Oh, you're just smart. Oh, you just know stuff.
Yeah,
oh, you must have been around the block. But a woman that knows about a bomb, I looked at the internet on accident. And so I bet it is harder to get to show off the things you've worked so hard for without giving away what it is that you do.
Yeah, it is threatening. If a woman is funny, or if a woman plays guitar, I don't know, any of these things.
That's my thing. Not me.
Yeah, but I mean, certainly you've talked about being a funny person, being the funny girl be your identity, and that being an issue for men you dated.
Always, in every relationship, it always comes up. The talk in the car after I had made too many jokes. Do you think that one was not professional? Do you think that was appropriate? Do you know what guys think of you when you say stuff like that? Or God forbid they're the butt of my joke, which is most of the time, then that's what the conversation is about. But anyway, always just generally feeling punished for being smarter than the guy I was with.
I never have that talk with Lacey. I just edit that stuff out of the podcast when she says it. And Lacey's being too funny in this episode.
She's really cutting my dick off at the knees.
Cameron Diaz signed on to the movie for $12 million. This was a very big salary for her. And even before a director was hired, presumably she also received top billing and like she's the sinner in all the marketing, even though the movie does a good job balancing the three, but Drew Barrymore's the lead.
She's got the story for sure. But I mean, physically, Cameron Diaz is in the middle. But I guess that's because Farrah Fawcett would have been. And she's got the height on the two of them, so just symmetric. They're very symmetrically posed all the time.
Right, but the billing is Cameron Diaz, D comes before B, then Drew Barrymore, then Lucy Liu. You would think you just go straight alphabetical if this is an
What was Cameron Diaz coming off of right here? Had she done something about Mary?
My Best Friend's Wedding, There's Something About Mary. Yeah, huge star.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla Sky would be the next. No, same year as this. Being John Malkovich. Yeah, she's huge. But for the third angel, who will be the third angel? Angelina Jolie was rumored. Ultimately, Tandiwe Newton was cast, but then she had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts. And
don't know who that is.
You do, from frickin' Westworld and Mission Impossible 2.
I do know who that is.
Lucy Liu was cast. They trained for 3 months. They trained for 5 days a week, 8 hours a day with the celebrated Hong Kong fight choreographer Yin Chong-yan. And as the director, they hire McG. Drew Barrymore personally hires him. McG, a.k.a. Joseph McGinty Nickel. Started as a music producer, produced Sugar Ray's first album, then directed a music video for them, leading to him being a prolific and celebrated music video director. Directed a bunch of videos for Korn, Smash Mouth's All-Star, and Pretty Fly for a White Guy by The Offspring. And then he would later go on to direct the Charlie's Angels sequel. He directed We Are Marshall, Terminator Salvation. That's the movie where Christian Bale yelled at that DP and then said, "Yo, McGee, what do you think about this?" And recently he just directs for Netflix. He directs the Babysitter movies.
I really like the Babysitter movies.
On the commentary track of Charlie's Angels, he said they wanted to make the champagne of movies that exploded into the pleasure center of the audience's brain. On the press tour, he said, quote, "I'm like this knucklehead from Kalamazoo, Michigan. I never got any girls growing up. And then I find myself looking over my shoulder and Cameron Diaz is there in a bikini and Drew Barrymore is in a little Swiss Miss costume and Lucy Liu has got this leather dominatrix thing. It's unbelievable." End quote. McGee and Bill Murray feuded on the set.
But doesn't Bill Murray feud with most?
Bill Murray's he's difficult, and that's accurate.
Yes, and he probably does not suffer fools, and he probably thinks most people are fools. And I would think someone named fucking McGee would already be under his skin.
Yeah,
and it's McGee, not this guy in this hat, because that's all I'm picturing.
She's looking at the
for
pretty
the white
fly
guy.
Yeah, who just reunited with The Offspring for a live performance of that song. How about that?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Still white after all these years.
In 2009, so McGee said that Bill Murray literally headbutted McGee on the set of this movie. Bill Murray did not come back for the sequel. Bernie Mac played Bosley in the sequel. So Bill Murray in 2009 responded to the claims that he had headbutted McGee by saying, quote, "That's bullshit. That's complete crap. I don't know why you made that story up. He has a very active imagination. No, he deserves to die." He should be pierced with a lance, not headbutted.
I got the kind of sense in watching different parts with him where I think Bill Murray's character was meant to, or Bill Murray the actor was meant to just like do a few takes, kind of riff and like go through what he thinks would be a funny reaction to what he's doing, especially when he's alone in the jail cell particularly. And it's like he just didn't want to do it because, they have kind of the blooper reel at the end, which I didn't get to finish, unfortunately. And he's in there like once or twice. It's like they dug deep for a couple little wacky things Bill did that weren't already in the movie. It's like they used every little ounce he was willing to give because I think he wasn't into it. He didn't seem into it.
Yeah, no joy. You said he doesn't suffer fools. I think if he likes the director, he'll give you effort. If he doesn't, he will be totally checked out. Wes Anderson had brought him back and like reinvigorated his career at this point, so he's probably like, I'm in legit stuff. I don't need to be in this. The movie made $265 million worldwide on a budget of $93 million. The reviews were bad. Roger Ebert gave the movie 0.5 star out of 4.
What?
Here's what he said, quote, "Charlie's Angels is eye candy for the blind. It's a movie without a brain and its 3 pretty little heads, which belong to Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu. This movie is a dead zone in their lives and mine. What is it? A satire of what? Of satires, I guess. It makes fun of movies that want to make fun of movies like this. It's an all-girl series of mindless action scenes. Its basic shot consists of Natalie, Dylan, and Alex, the angels, running desperately toward the camera before a huge explosion lifts them off their feet and hurls them through the air and smashes them against windshields and things, but they survive with injuries only to their makeup." End quote.
Endless action. Does that sound like something I would like? No. They set up impossible scenarios and they're like, that sounds like fun. And then they go do it in a fucking interesting way. They have interesting things to look at. They think through these things. I don't care about the car chase part, but besides that.
No, I think this movie, it's about like the joy of getting to do an action movie, but with women.
Yes.
And for it to, the action to be like serious action. I mean, not that serious, but like, this, it's a passable, like big budget action movie, and these people hold their own in it. Yep. And it's a lot of fun. It's just about fun. Shut up, Roger Ebert.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, God, have some fun. Was he sitting on a Lego the whole time? Fucking asshole. Cranky fuck.
And if he's so smart, why is he dead? A sequel was greenlit, released in 2003. That's when the eye thing with Cameron Diaz happened. I have never seen the sequel. The sequel got terrible reviews, did worse at the box office, but still it made $260 million worldwide. That's like, sequels have gotten made greenlit off of much less successful movies, but that was it. They never got a third movie. But they did a remake series on ABC that was canceled after 4 episodes in 2011. And then the reboot movie, directed by Elizabeth Banks, starring Kristen Stewart, Naomi Scott, and Ella Balinska, and Patrick Stewart as Bosley. And it's technically in continuity with these earlier movies, and Drew Barrymore was a
You've seen it? You
producer.
said you tried to watch it.
I tried to watch it. It wasn't that good. The action was good.
Okay. I'm sure Kristen Stewart would be interesting to watch. I don't know these other two.
It was the other, the one from Smile 2.
Ah, yep.
She was good in Smile too.
She was.
What's her name? Fucking Naomi Scott. That's her name. And I think Elizabeth Banks is actually pretty good action director. But I think that
not
movie
Elizabeth Banks as in Elizabeth Banks, huh?
The actress. Yeah, she's also a director.
I did not know.
And that movie did really, really bad. It made $18 million at the box office.
What did they make it for?
Like 70.
Yikes.
Yeah.
What happens when that happens? When you're upside down like that? Well,
you got to think of the really poor CEOs and executives who have to take that.
Well, because I would hope the actors and staff and everybody get paid first.
Well, yeah, you get paid. That's what the budget is it pays for the movie, including the.
Right. If you want to make anything for the movie.
You got to go to make a profit. You got to go make all that money back and then some.
I'm getting it now.
Now you get it. Now you get it.
Sorry.
I guess I just wanted to read this quote from Elizabeth Banks. In 2022, she was talking about the box office failure and she blamed the marketing. And I remember this. I remember the discourse about this movie was like, oh, they're making a feminist Charlie's Angels. Come on. And she's the gist of this quote is she's like, I resented that's how it was being positioned. I wish I could make a Mission Impossible movie, but women don't get to direct Mission Impossible movies. They have to direct Charlie's Angels. And then because it's Charlie's Angels, it has to be like commenting on the history and the baggage of Charlie's Angels. It was an interesting quote.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you would think that it's from the inside of the production that tells you what the goal is. But I guess the residual feeling about the movie and even the initial feeling about the movie was just based on what people thought Elizabeth Banks was trying to do and say.
Yes. And in
without asking her.
And in how it was marketed. I mean, even this poster, which has two of them holding hands, like, even
Sisters.
That suggests to you, the girlhood sister,
well,
which is like, that is what the movie is, but I think people.
And if you'd watched the original movie, that was something I just loved the whole time. They love each other and not in a cheesy way. They laugh. They're clearly care about each other. They care about Bosley. Like, it's just nice. They're just nice little.
It's just nice. It is nice.
What is I'm looking at the Charlie's Angels poster from the remake, or not the remake, the Morrison one. What's the big giant V behind them? Like, what does it even mean? It's not a C or
is that
an
upside down A?
They're against atheism. I'm never watching it. All right.
I guess so. Well, that's the history of Charlie's Angels. We want to get into the movie now?
It's like a V, like for vagina.
For Valkyries. Because that's what they are.
Oh, those fly.
So this movie opens. Now, listen, I like this movie, but it teased the fuck out of me by opening with this little hi-hat cymbals. I was like, wait a minute, is that Blind by Korn?
It was, and it is, but they don't go anywhere with it. I know they end it as soon as they go on the plane, but they do pick it up later.
Way later, but I was like,
I'm
my God.
Oh, fuck, are you? Like, how do you skip the Are You Ready? That's what you jump out of the airplane for. You leave it when you're outside. You get in the airplane, you do your business. Bitch jumps out the window. Are you ready?
Yes.
That's when you fucking do it.
They didn't even get to.
It was tingling.
Then it gets into the plane. McGee, the one thing I think everybody knows about him is he hates flying. He will not fly. He's made the movie We Are Marshall about a plane crash that killed a whole football team as a warning. Don't be in the planes.
So he's the guy that made The Shining.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. Everyone has to go to Michigan to go make a movie with McGee, wherever the fuck he's from Kalamazoo.
He took a boat to Australia to film Terminator Salvation.
I'll be there in 3 months.
Stanley Kubrick is afraid of flying, not because he thinks flying is dangerous. He's afraid like the CIA is going to shoot him down. That's his.
Okay.
I think he actually was paranoid that the government was after him. That's why you always had to film in London. Even when you're filming Vietnam scenes, we're going to recreate Vietnam.
Use your imagination, people.
So they tease you with Blind, but then we go into the airplane, and this airplane's got there's all kinds of colorful characters running around, and we eventually follow an African American gentleman in African garb, and then realize it's LL Cool J. What's he doing here? And then he sits next to him.
It's a tiny Steve Buscemi.
Who is this guy? I know this guy.
It's got to be Steve Buscemi. Who else looks like this?
It's not Steve Buscemi. That's somebody though.
Look him up.
As I think, isn't there like a thing where like one of the the flight attendants like, excuse me, sir, you can't be going up here into first class.
This is for first class. He looks him up and down. He's like, oh, I believe I am. And get him.
My ticket. Yeah. So he's like, oh, okay. But then LL Cool J sits down and talks to the guy next to him. And he's like, hey, fellow terrorist, are we ready to do terrorism? Yes, we are. And,
here's
pulls
the
out a
blood
bomb.
diamonds. Here's the vest on me.
And this is, a year before 9/11. So, and on TV, it's playing TJ Hooker, the movie. And then LL Cool J says to the guy next to him, he's like, another movie from an old TV show. God.
Tori Spelling joke. Ha 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 ha.
Which,
not Tori Spelling. Aaron Spelling. Sorry. You could just hear Aaron Spelling go, make sure this joke gets in there. Then they'll know I'm being dumb.
I think they all have to do that because we just watched 21 Jump Street and that also has that joke.
Just have the confidence to just let it be.
You don't need to acknowledge that. LL Cool J grabs the other guy and jumps out of the escape hatch with him, and then a lady jumps out of a nearby helicopter, detaches the bomb, and there's just kind of a cool parachute sequence.
Yes.
Lucy Liu.
And then they're doing your favorite thing, Matt, which is Cameron Diaz is really driving a boat.
Yeah.
You can see the water on her.
You're out on an actual boat.
She's jiggling, she's sweating, she's doing all the things you do on a boat.
And then Lucy Liu lands, and then LL Cool J lands, and then demasks, and it's Drew Barrymore. As in blackface, I guess.
I mean, when people point to the brown face in this movie, I don't think they care so much about this.
So you texted me and said Drew Barrymore's in brownface in this movie, and I thought this was what you were talking about.
It's LL Cool J. I would have said blackface.
Well, I was like, why is she calling it brownface? But okay,
it's literally when they're belly dancers. She and it's not even like a dark shade. It's just noticeably different. And she's in the crowd. She's not even on the stage. What are you doing? This is like a thought that they had and didn't go anywhere with it. Just unfortunately still use the footage.
Yeah. Now, I mean, blackface is bad. I don't think that they would I don't think a Mission Impossible movie today would have Tom Cruise put on the mask of a black person, even though there would never be any actual blackface by definition. They would just now replace him with a black actor. It does feel a little weird, but the joke is supposed to be how outrageous it is.
How big LL Cool J is compared to, they're like, what's the polar opposite of Drew Barrymore?
Exactly.
That's all they were trying to do. I mean, and I don't fault it. This just feels like a even more innocent Austin Powers joke.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, okay, once upon a time, there were three very different girls. And in the opening credits, we get to see each of these three women who I will never call by name because I can't keep track of their names. We'll just use the actresses' names. Drew Barrymore was like a punk rock badass chick.
Who broke her arm and flicks off things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And has a tongue piercing, which is what Drew Barrymore kind of was in real life. Addicted to cocaine as a child, but from an insanely wealthy and powerful family. And
so they could support her habit. That's smart.
Yes. That's
smart.
If you want to develop these bad habits,
support them.
Little life hack is have a good, expensive, wealthy family. Lucy Liu is the prim and proper one. Cameron Diaz is the nerd. So I guess
I do love Cameron Diaz in the headgear. It is so funny to me. What the braces in the headgear, doing stunt driving.
Yeah,
it works.
So I guess her deal throughout the movie is like she dreams of being like a cool dancer on stage.
Yes, but she is a huge dork who just happened to get into a hot body. She the dork inside never realized that it became hot.
And when we get to the scene where she does the dance at the Soul Train, this also speaks to my inability to understand dancing, where she's dancing and I'm like, I don't get the joke. Is the joke that she's bad or good?
Bad.
What? Okay.
Bad, but then so joy. It's just like the scene from My Best Friend's Wedding where she's so bad at singing that it ends up endearing her to the crowd and they all just get into it and back her up and make it good. Same thing happens in this movie.
So they're literally just recycling that. All right, I'm going to deduct the movie half a star.
Wait, no, but for her to think that she can go on Soul Train and get on the stage and for that to be totally fine, that she should be able to steal the show, I think get the movie understanding that's not your place, dude. Get down. Come on. And then because she's so just can't stop dancing, finally people are just like, okay, you do your thing. Like they're tolerant of her, not like, we all like this now.
No, they do chant "Go White Girl."
Yes, but they're poking fun, right?
Okay.
They're not accepting her.
Okay.
Now you're one of us.
John Forsythe as Charlie explains in the narration, dude, these are the angels. They do all kinds of shit for me, and I'm their boss. Okay.
I am confused about the loving connection they all have. I'm sure maybe that's more explained in the show, but just this just admiration and this like pure knowing that Charlie is good and that he couldn't have done anything bad like kill this man's father, which he's in military intelligence. Of course he could have.
I know. I love that.
So I do that. You just jump into it. You don't question it. It just is the way they feel about Bosley. It just is. But then you grow to know and look at Bosley. And like, I'd love that guy too. With Charlie, it is a little bit like, where I'm missing a piece of this.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, well, they definitely say with Drew Barrymore that her dad died.
Yeah.
And, you know, like in the James Bond universe, you recruit orphans.
And they all have to be, Matt, because if you have a mom and a dad, you're not going to do this work. You can't lie to them like that. You can't have all these skills without them knowing it. You do need to be a person that doesn't have people. And
that you don't have people, and the state will replace mother and father. But like, how are you an orphan who's also like an equestrian nerd and is doing dressage competitions? That doesn't make any sense.
Unless he adopted them when they're children. And like honed their skills.
Well, I'm glad that the movie accepts all of that on face value.
I do too. I don't need the whole thing.
It's a thing that reboots and remakes do all the time, is like, we're going to like, actually it's kind of fucked up. Even the first Mission Impossible, which I love, takes the lead from the Mission Impossible TV series and turns him evil in the movie.
It's actually more like Eleven's relationship to father. It's actually more like that. That's what we find out. These orphans. 11 and father. In Stranger Things?
In Stranger Things, okay.
Who else is named 11?
I don't know.
There's 15 girls
I didn't know
named
you were
11?
talking about a person. Stranger Things, so 2016. Come on.
It's still a cultural touchstone. I touched it.
How long has it been since that last season, though? It's been like 4 years.
I don't know. I didn't even watch that one.
No, we did. We watched it.
I didn't mean to.
So we are on a houseboat now, and we see a naked Drew Barrymore strategically covered in a blanket as Tom Green cooks her breakfast.
She is just gorgeous. I just love the way she looks. I just love everything about Drew Barrymore.
Well, and hey, isn't it nice? She fucks two different guys in this movie just because she wants to. And the movie isn't like, hey, what a slut. She's fucking multiple different men, even though she's not in a relationship with them.
And she gets the ultimate like fucking vulnerable fuck you, being shot and killed after you just fucked a guy. But before he does that, he calls her good in bed. How novel that a fucking woman could be good in bed. I feel like that is never said in movies of this time. Like, fuck yeah, she's a tomcat. Oh, she's a Green.
Huh.
You didn't know tomcat meant good?
No, not that. I'm thinking about what you said. Yeah, it's only men who are described as good in bed.
If a woman's good in bed, she's a slut. A woman can only be demure in bed and in pain from the giant penis.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's what they traditionally meant. She was great in bed. She bursted with blood.
I felt real huge inside her.
Or the teacher from Election, her pussy gets so wet.
God, I can't hear that line without seeing his mouth up close, because that's what they do. Her pussy is like.
So Tom Green, has fucked her brains out, presumably, because she's
just tired.
She's even like, oh, my brains. But he's like, hello, sunshine flower. I'm going
starfish.
to make you a bacon casserole, starfish. But she's like, sorry, I gotta go, and doesn't explain it to him. I like that she likes this guy and is attracted to him, but will not be telling him anything about her life. Is not even going to tell him we're in a relationship. Cameron Diaz is having a dream where she's a Vegas star of a Vegas review, but then
and she wakes up happier than anyone I've ever seen wake up to find out you're not what you actually want to be.
Yeah.
And then she just starts dancing, and I want to be mad at her. I want to hate her so bad until she starts doing the butt stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is funny. This is working for me. God damn it.
In the Spider-Man boy underwear, very, very, I've not thought about this in 25 years, but I was like, oh, right.
Boner.
right. Okay.
Boob boner. Butt
And this
boner.
was, and sorry to invite you all into my development. This was definitely a pre-puberty movie for me. So it was like, it was
She could
it was
put on
the
my
I
underwear.
am attracted and feeling horny and nowhere to put any of that energy.
And the Spider-Man part just confuses my dick more.
and so when Drew Barrymore is dangling naked out of the window, I'm pressing pause on the VHS like, can I see a butt crack? Can I see a butt crack? No, I cannot.
Negative.
Lucy Liu, meanwhile, is on a set of a movie, and we think she's actually having like a serious conversation with Matt LeBlanc, but no, they're rehearsing in a trailer. He's kind of playing Joey Tribbiani in the kinds of acting roles that Joey Tribbiani would have. And then Bosley is Bill Murray. He meets up with the three angels, and they get their assignment from Charlie. On TV, they see a briefing about this guy who's played by Sam Rockwell, who has been kidnapped.
Could not figure out who that was, and then he started acting very Sam Rockwell, and I'm like, oh.
Sam Rockwell's been in our lives for so long, hasn't he? He's just been
I
around.
like him.
Oh, so what's not to like? I love Sam Rockwell, yeah. And yeah,
We
good.
should do his career. We'd never finish.
Summer of Rockwell. They see, yeah. So what is his character's name?
Bosley?
No, Sam Rockwell. Knox. It's Knox.
Oh, yeah. Eric Knox.
And his like business partner, Vivian Wood, played by Kelly Lynch, she's hired the agency. This Charlie's like agency. It's not a government agency. He's just like a private guy.
Right. So why is he an angel? Like, why is he such a great guy? He's a mercenary
Yeah, that's all this is. Yeah.
with women.
And she comes in and she's like, listen, I got a prime suspect of the person who kidnapped my boss. It's this evil looking guy named Corbin, played by Tim Curry. Second movie in a row we've covered Tim Curry.
And I love that Cameron Diaz's character calls it exactly right, even though she's embarrassed because she's like, oh, the woman did it. Because, yeah, the woman did it.
Yeah. Should we do a summer of Tim Curry? Maybe we'll do that 2029.
Ooh, I like that.
So Tim Curry is getting a massage from Lucy Liu, who plays up the Asian masseuse thing, even yells bonsai before she jumps on his back. Okay. And she...
But she's doing that because he's acting like that. I mean, she's picking on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. She knocks him unconscious with her foot, and then the other angels come in and they're dressed in Asian wigs. I Think I'm Turning Japanese is playing on the soundtrack. It's a little much. But they steal his Palm Pilot and duplicate his key. And they're going to infiltrate a party tonight. A party Tim Curry is attending.
But at least they are poking fun at Tim Curry's character, who fetishizes Japanese culture, because he even has a line of like, yeah, no, I had it all FedEx to me.
Yes, this entire...
And then his big homage at this very fancy party where he's tried to make everything very authentic is a giant sumo wrestling match with nipples. Like, I mean, it's not with nipples, but the sumo outfits even have giant nipples on them. I'm like, he's supposed to be a joke, but it is like having it both ways. Like, oh, we're not stupid and making fun of Japanese culture. He is.
Yes, but when we get to enjoy watching the people put on the silly sumo costumes and slam into each other, even like an actual Japanese Japanophile, I forget the word. If you're a Westerner who loves Japanese culture, like, yeah, you wouldn't be into putting on sumo costumes.
Right.
The party is in a 13th century Shinto temple, which he is FedExed from Kyoto and installed at the top of this LA high rise.
Right.
And let's see, Cameron Diaz is posing as a waitress, and she meets bartender Luke Wilson. He's like, oh, I'm a bartender. You're very swell, I guess.
Has there ever been any character Sam Rockwell has ever played more like Luke Wilson? I'm confused the whole time. Like, which one are you? Which one are you?
You're saying you're getting Sam Rockwell and Luke Wilson confused?
Like, because the affected voice that Rockwell uses to be his nerd voice before he's cool.
Okay.
It sounds just like Luke, and his hair's even kind of like this is weird. Why are they so similar?
Oh, I didn't pick up on
It's
that.
not on purpose. It's just like, that's a weird choice.
So they start like flirting with each other, and she's doing the, bubbly Cameron Diaz delightful thing. He's like, hey, say, you want to go out on Thursday? I love Thursdays. Great, I'm going to get tickets.
No, I love tickets. No, she says, Thursday's my favorite. I'm going to get tickets. I love tickets. And then they're like, good, someone that finally talks Nickel or Nick or whatever they call her. And I'm like, that was fun and cute. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't even tell her what it's tickets to. Just, oh, great, I'd love to go to an event.
I have fun most places.
At a ticketed event. All right, now we finally meet Crispin Glover. Plays, I guess, the Thin Man. I don't think he says a word in the movie.
Where else do I know this? He's haunting. He's so upsetting
Crispin
looking.
Glover. Well,
Don't be an asshole about it, Matt. Can you tone it down?
back to
he's Biff.
no, he's he's George McFly.
That's what he said.
He's playing an imposing henchman, and his dad famously played a Bond henchman in Diamonds Are Forever. But he never talks, and he does a lot of fighting, and he's very imposing here. It's just interesting because you hire Crispin Glover to say weird things. Instead, he just does weird things.
He's right, but a guy that knows how to make you feel a little awkward can do it without words too. In fact, they almost always do. Mm-hmm. He's very creepy in this movie. I like it.
Uh-huh.
And his piercing blue eyes are like an interesting counter to Cameron Diaz's. Is like they make a point to show his eyes the whole time.
They get just some fights with him and then end up in a dungeon in this party where Sam Rockwell is locked up.
Dungeon.
So Sam Rockwell, they're like, oh, we did it. We rescued him. Movie over, I guess, right? Yeah, I think so. You, the viewer, are like, I wonder if Sam Rockwell will be the bad guy.
I didn't wonder. I just kept waiting for the woman part. I was bummed when it was him. And then I was delighted because I was like, you were fun.
So they regroup with Sam Rockwell at their headquarters, and he starts explaining, okay, guys, imagine a dystopia where everyone in the world has a cell phone on them at all times, and it can be traced by a private company, and anyone's location can be revealed at any time.
No!
And they're so horrified by this. They're like, we have to go to any ends to stop it. We will do this incredible mission where we will, Mission Impossible style, infiltrate a secret high-tech facility so that we can stop that horrible reality that is going to happen in about 9 years.
Right.
The movie thinks it's like inventing this villainous scheme.
It is. It also happened.
Yeah, it also happened, and we happily went along with it.
Gave them the idea. Well, because it doesn't happen like this. It happens slowly with benefits. Mm-hmm. There's no benefit here.
No, I know. And yes, and people like Lacey and I are like, oh, this is positively Orwellian. What are we, in 1984? Yes, I'll pay for $15 a month for Life 360 Plus, please. Thank you. Now I can see where my wife is all the time.
We don't pay for 360.
No, we don't.
I would like Plus.
Why, though? Just because you like having Plus?
For when our kid drives. That's when I want it.
But what will it do that it does not do yet?
It has crashed
stops you from getting in car
No,
accidents?
it tells you once your kid's dead. And it also... It comes with roadside assistance, which is the thing I want.
You have had the entire time I've known you so much faith in roadside assistance.
I've never used it.
Car warranties and stuff that has never in my experience ever worked for anything.
What are you talking? What do you have it for? Where do you purchase this? You don't have AAA.
Our car insurance includes roadside assistance, and when I called to get it, they basically laughed at me.
That's a stupid way to get it.
We'll be there in 3 days.
AAA.
Sure, AAA.
I'm sure the fuck don't use Geico for it, or whatever the hell.
It'd be the end of privacy, Sam Rockwell says. So we got to stop Tim Curry from doing this. Okay, great. So listen, he's he's at the race car track right now for some reason. So we got to go infiltrate
right.
that.
We just need you guys in different outfits. No, it's the race car.
What do they do with the race car track? They
get something out of the trunk. They put a camera onto his briefcase so they can
onto Crispin Glover's briefcase. Yeah,
no, I don't think so. On
Tim Curry's?
yeah, so that he can take them on a little tour around because it's a Jaguar that they're getting into, and the Jaguar has a driver. So why would Crispin Glover have a driver?
And then Crispin Glover chases one of them in race cars. They go outside of the race car track, end up on a bridge, and then
end up on the bridge. Right? Isn't that like the famous San Diego bridge?
This is San Diego?
I don't know, man. It was one of those bridges with all the stuff.
Boy, we're doing a bad job this episode knowing things. I think it's in a place with the bridge.
They don't really tell you.
Yeah, because I thought this movie takes place in L.A. But you know what? If you're in L.A., you could go to San Diego. That's possible.
And they do go to Catalina as well.
They do?
Yeah, it's where the bird's from.
No, it's from Carmel.
That's the same thing as Catalina. He doesn't know California at all, guys.
So...
How embarrassing for him.
I know.
It's a Cockaninny Finchy hood. That's the name of the bird. And this fucking weird thing that Crispin Glover's character is that he's just collecting hair lockets from all of them, and all I can still think is that's a large chunk of hair you're taking from these ladies. Look at his blue eyes. See, I told you.
Those are very piercing blue.
Yes.
Yeah. He's just like, well, if I can't talk and do my normal weird stuff, I got to find other weird stuff. Oh, hair. Yeah.
It works for me.
they got to go get a like fingerprint from a guy who works at this facility. So they dress up as belly dancers and Drew Barrymore puts on brown face. Completely unnecessarily.
The two on the stage have the light shining bright down on them and they're white as day. What did we need this for?
And this is what Lacey was talking about, and I did not notice at all. Just because I have, as I said, I don't even see women. And I legit like have face blindness. So I didn't notice that she made herself bronzer, but this is one of the first Google results for Charlie's Angels, or just Drew Barrymore brown face. Oh yeah, she certainly did for this totally necessary thing. And then they also dress up as Bavarian beer wenches to go to the house of the other guy they need a fingerprint from. And that's how they get the fucking thumbprint and eye scan.
Right. The tuba gets the eye scan. I was going to say, I like when they dress up like men. We're here now. I'll talk about it now.
Dress up as men to go into the Red Star facility.
Drew Barrymore is a very funny looking man. And like there's bloopers at the end where she's dancing and it tickles me. Cameron Diaz, also a very convincing man in this.
They're men, and they're flanking Lucy Liu, who is dressed in this dominatrix outfit. She's coming into this business filled with nerdy men with short sleeves but wearing ties.
She knows what they like.
And she's going to
hugs and threats.
Dominate them into efficiency.
Who wants to help me? They end up being like, you fucking idiots! I love you so much. Who wants to help me? That's how you do it.
It is.
Then you get a khaki pants parade full of simmy chubbies.
She's talking about their dicks, not their stomachs.
Oh, right.
Melissa McCarthy, early career performance from her, playing Doris.
Good.
She calls Lucy Liu a bitch. But then, I mean, like Lucy Liu's, you get dominatrixes to come into your office to yell at your employees so that they'll be more obedient employees. Instead, she like leads a worker uprising. She's like, the managers don't do shit. You're the ones who make this company go. Like, seize control of the means of production. She's like literally quoting Karl Marx. Meanwhile, Cameron Diaz infiltrates the secret like Mission Impossible facility, puts on an all white jumpsuit, does a bunch of gymnastics to get into the mainframe, and it works.
It works like a charm.
And they go back to Sam Rockwell, and he's like, great. You're saying we have complete access to their top secret files?
What a couple of hot, useful idiots. Sure glad we hired y'all.
Yep.
Money'll get you anything.
Mission accomplished, but we're worried that they're still going to come after you, Sam Rockwell. So one of us needs to go back with you to your house to make sure you're not in any danger.
Good thing one of us is very attracted to you.
They go to the Jetsons' house in the Hollywood Hills. I think this house has been used in a lot of different movies. I think it was used in Brian De Palma's Body Double. It's just a famous spaceship that you can go.
It's also not one where you'd want to commit a murder where you shoot someone through your glass. You know how expensive one of those pieces of glass would be, Sam? That's not the way. You don't shoot.
It's not using your head.
You don't shoot Drew Barrymore through your spaceship.
If you were more strategic, maybe you wouldn't have to do like corporate espionage. You could just come up with the stuff on your own. But yeah.
I thought he was a smart rich guy. Why isn't he doing all this by himself?
So Drew Barrymore goes with him because, as Lacey said, she is attracted to him. And then she's like, all right, it all seems to be good here. And he's like, no, wait, you can't leave because I don't know how to make chicken. She's like, what?
What?
Like, you want to do shake and bake? I'll shake, you bake. And she goes, I want to shake.
Tomcat.
Another thing that made my pre-boner pop as a child.
Okay.
All right. The other two angels are off on their own little side dates. Luke Wilson takes Cameron Diaz to Soul Train. Lucy Liu is making a bad dinner in Matt LeBlanc's trailer. There's a little recurring joke with Lucy Liu. She can't cook. Her cooking's terrible.
That food looked amazing. I was so upset when it got shot up.
Yeah. Kelly Lynch goes to Bosley's apartment, puts the moves on him. So it's just an eventful night for everybody, really.
Everybody's getting erections. Drew Barrymore has the sex, and now she's no angel anymore. She gets a phone call saying, hey, we've been attacked. You might be being attacked as well. Sam's not safe, and it's this woman. And so she goes out in her toga bed sheets to tell him it's your partner, you're in danger. And actually, I'm the danger.
Yeah.
I saw you naked from the inside.
He starts becoming much more Sam Rockwell-esque, more evil in a way.
Can do the splits.
Now has this black outfit that he and his girlfriend, Kelly Lynch, are matching. These matching black leotards or whatever. He's now always dancing. He's always playing evil music to dance to.
Yeah.
And he had earlier showed her this picture. He's like, that's my father, and that's the man who killed him. You can't see his face in that picture.
Well, and that's a Vietnam picture. So the whole time I'm like, Charlie killed him. Because that's the name of the enemy in Vietnam. You know, whoever is the enemy, it's Charlie. I was like,
Okay.
oh, that's so interesting that it would be Charlie. And it's Charlie. That's the plot. That's how that happened. Someone literally saw a photo and was like, oh, get it, guys, Charlie. Wouldn't that be a little spin?
Not to just to get ahead of the vultures. Not everyone, not all the enemies in Vietnam were Charlie. Charlie referred to the Viet Cong, the Victor Charlie VC.
Sorry.
Viet Cong. That's okay. Yeah, that's the man who killed him. They were in special forces or whatever together, and he turned on my father and murdered him in cold blood, and he got away with it too.
But not before he taught me everything about how to be militarily intelligent.
Does he say now to Drew Barrymore as he's holding the gun to her, like, your boss Charlie's the man who killed my father?
No, she puts it together.
Okay. So he shoots her and she flies out of the glass window.
It doesn't even shoot her. She just realizes she's going to get shot, so she jumps with the bullet.
But that's what we see in the next scene, where it then, rewinds. Hope you like being shot out of a window, baby.
I don't.
And we see that she is dangling naked by the bedsheet on the side of this Jetsons house.
We have heard of this scene a few times so far in this episode. I feel it seems familiar, Matt.
Yes, and then she falls, rolls down the hill naked. I did do a frame by frame in Adobe Premiere with the Blu-ray just to see. Do you ever see a butt crack? No, she is obviously wearing a flesh suit or whatever. It just seems like something Drew Barrymore would do because she's so crazy, you know?
Well, she's already hanging out the window with tits out. What do you fucking want?
I insist on doing it for real, rolling down a hill naked for real. Because she's a flower child, you know? Okay, so yeah, they all go back to HQ and they're going to go walk into their Charlie's office, but then it explodes. Oh no, we're in danger.
Bosley, in the meantime, has been taken, and he's no angel. He's not prepared to get out of situations. So he's very distraught, and he's locked up in some crazy, like, freaking Benghazi. That's wrong.
Into sort of a Benghazi.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
No, the other place. I mean, Benghazi. Budapest. Okay.
What, Abu Ghraib?
Yes, Abu. That's what I said. Benghazi.
He's being held in Abu Ghraib prison?
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
He doesn't seem like he's in California anymore. But then he's just in such distress and realizes he's still got the molar thing in his teeth where he can communicate with the ladies. And he just crying out, I'm here. Here are the things that I know. And luckily, a little songbird sang, and Cameron Diaz's random ability to know things pops up.
But that had not been teased, that she even knows like bird calls. You're saying it's literally just she's such a nerd that she'll know that? No,
I'm saying that they are all full of skills that they're endless. And you got to think the actual show was probably constantly popping out these new skills just to fit the plot, the narrative, right? I think it's supposed to be part of the joke of like, oh yeah, it's a continental titty muggins. And the other girls are even like, what? They even surprise each other. I think it's funny.
It is. And there is I think my favorite moment in the movie is when Lucy Liu is doing some hacking and the bird lands in front of her. She looks up and she's just like, oh, and then says whatever the species of the bird is.
Booby hatch.
Oh, booby hatch. Bosley in prison. This is when they let Bill Murray just go. Just give us that Bill Murray classic.
He's just like
bring me some ice water.
Right. That's what I'm like. He's funny, just not in this. Like,
I would like to leave the prison now.
He wasn't feeling it. I feel like McG was like in the cell with him. All right, now try this. And he's just like, fully fuck you. Fuck you.
But he manages to contact the angels through the molar thing. And he says, like, if you can hear me, draw some triangles and find me, which I think is kind of funny because he means triangulate. And they know what he means. And he's like, I'm by the ocean and there's this bird. And Cameron Diaz is like, that bird is only found in one place and it's Carmel. Okay, we got to go to Carmel. But how are we going to get there? Oh, we'll get there in a boat. I know a guy who has a boat. It's Chad. Chad is Tom Green. The Chad, he always calls himself. Now, I think...
He is Tom Greening his ass off.
Now, what do you mean by that?
He's got like 5 things, and he's doing the one thing he does the most up to level 11.
Well, he's got to make it count, you know?
The Chad. It's like, but did he ever consider maybe just like being himself and maybe like he'd be in more movies? I guess he was really pigeonholed. And I feel like
I don't remember. Did you see Freddy versus
his finger? Yeah.
You ever see that?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I won't watch it again because
like
of the skateboard scene. Won't do it.
Oh, I feel like it has been reclaimed by film people. And I think we also said this on our road trip episode 1 year ago.
Fine. But you can watch it and tell me when the skateboard part's over, and then I'll watch it.
Okay. But I don't think the idea of the Virgin and the Chad had been invented yet.
Oh.
Because his name is Chad.
Right. You think this is where it comes from?
I think it's just random. I think they just want to have a... Okay.
That's not how I took it. Yeah.
When I finally heard of that concept of the Virgin and the Chad, I was like, Chad is just the perfect. Yes, I literally knew a Chad who was Chad, who embodied the Chad.
I don't know what that means.
A guy who fucks. Guy in high school, like a popular boy who fucks a lot.
Got it. Okay, got it.
And yeah, his name is always Chad, even if it's not. But it usually is.
Because I need some Chad stick.
But he is singing Brandy on the high seas, and Drew Barrymore is singing it along with him. It's nice that she likes him.
But you got to think, if you're married to Tom Green, you're constantly trying to make him look like he's people, right? You're just like, no,
it's normal.
I'm going to stand right next to the side of his face and laugh at all of his jokes, even though I'm not even sure if he's making any. And Cameron Diaz, if you could stand behind me, you can laugh too, and this could be really normalized. I'm so sick of this. I just want a normal night.
Well, I hope it's not that. I think it's supposed to be that Drew Barrymore's character is also a little
it is.
nuts.
It's absolutely that in the movie. But I'm wondering, Drew Barrymore, the fucking producer and actress in this really big action movie, who is looking at her husband, who she insisted do this fucking role. I'm sure it's hope. It's not her going, this was the right choice. We're choosing the right choice right now.
They were married March 2001 through. After only 9 months, Tom Green filed for divorce. They said they were both young and inexperienced. They didn't talk for almost 20 years until they reunited on Drew Barrymore's talk show. Talk show. Kind of like our podcast. Our lives are only lived on the podcast now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll rekindle old relationships and friendships just to have stuff to put on our show.
Should I go live in one of the bedrooms and you live in the other, and then we'll reunite
after 20 years?
Mm-hmm. That's how long it'll take to pay off this fucking house.
You only 20 years, you think? So they put on scuba gear. They swim to the island fortress, and Drew Barrymore immediately confronts Sam Rockwell, but she gets a gun pulled on her and locked in a chair.
But she knows what she's doing.
Yeah,
we're in capable hands. We are fully about to get our revenge on this fucking shooter. Fuck and then shooter.
Mm-hmm. Lucy Liu gets attacked by Crispin Glover. Cameron Diaz gets attacked by Kelly Lynch. So we have these 3 parallel action sequences where I think there's some kind of bad editing where Cameron Diaz will get the upper hand on Kelly Lynch, and Kelly Lynch will be prone on the ground, and then the next time you see them, Kelly Lynch will be back up and have the upper hand on her. And it's just kind of you want to see the rise and fall in the arcs of these individual fights, and it's they're not really building on each other like you'd like them to. But Drew Barrymore is able to get out of her chair. She does the exact same thing that Black Widow does in the first Avengers movie, where she's tied up in a chair and surrounded by all these tough men, and then she's like, "You guys actually think you have the upper hand on me? Come on, no."
But she also does the exact same thing as The Rock and Jason Statham whenever they're sitting down with their hands tied behind their backs and they're calling their shot. First, I'm going to kick you across the face. Then I'm going to give you a haircut. Then,
God, just you saying that makes me unhappy.
Okay,
about that scene. Ugh.
But Drew Barrymore's doing it in a full straddle split, which is just I'm so impressed.
Yeah, and I love that she is trying to do the lighter trick. She's trying to light the thing, her rope's on fire behind her back, and then it won't work. So she has to, you see her make the calculation. All right, got to try something else now. And she does. Mm-hmm. Okay. When Lucy Liu and Crispin Glover fight, finally we get to hear Blind. I can see, I'm going blind. I can see, I'm going blind. Blind, the best Korn song, right? I mean, it's their very first song, so it's, you'd hope you'd have a better song later, but no, they
have fantastic songs. That just happens to be the best one.
Of course, yes.
Okay. There's that one. Go. So I think I've proved you wrong there. All right, and they win.
There's a helicopter sequence that I think is the worst action sequence in the movie, just because it's not shot very well. It's not you have stunt people who you don't want to show their faces, But they managed to. Sam Rockwell is like heading for Charlie's house.
He's finally triangulated.
Yeah, this whole thing has been like,
That's
Bosley is the only person that Charlie calls. So we'll kidnap Bosley. Charlie will call him, and then we'll trace his...
You could just take Bosley's phone, but whatever.
Yeah, it is an incredibly simple scheme, and we will just find Charlie's location. Oh, here it is. So he flies to Charlie's like beach hut.
Because he's just Jimmy Buffett.
He is kind of just Jimmy Buffett.
Stepped on a pop top and ripped off his flip-flop.
And he's going to shoot a missile at the fucking beach house, but Lucy Liu has hacked the missile and made it turn around and boomerang on the airplane, on the helicopter. So the three angels jump out of the helicopter and swim to shore. And they're like, guys, we're going to go into the house and meet Charlie. I can't believe it. Does my makeup look good? Yes, sister, it sure does. And then they go in, they're like, Charlie? And they hear, good morning, Charlie, or no, good morning, angels.
Good morning.
But no, it's coming from a fucking speaker box again.
Got those things everywhere.
Ugh, Charlie. So they take a load off, take a breather.
Well, because their HQ was blown to smithereens, so like they get to have a break.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a very cute little wrap 'em up moment. But I am confused as to why Charlie says he can't join them because he's busy watching out for little angels, which are them. He's right there. He's looking at them. What? Why?
This apparently was a staple of the show, is them asking, like, Charlie, are you going to join us for margaritas or whatever? And he was like, no, angels.
The near misses. Yeah, the near misses.
But yeah, I can't. I got to look out for some angels, which is
y'all?
Them. Because this whole thing is you can't see my face because I'm
rich.
Well,
and then you guys will...
Things would get complicated.
Well, and you guys would be implicated, right? I want to protect you. You guys are doing the work I need you to do. I don't want to make you more unsafe than I have to.
That's the nice version. The actual version is like, I'm playing like weird psychological games with all of you.
And I've got a gimpy leg. Can I say gimpy?
No, you're canceled. Goodbye. Bye-bye, honey. So I remember seeing this in theaters, and they're on the beach with Bosley, and they're like, Charlie, come on. He's like, no, sorry, angels. But then Drew Barrymore turns around and she sees a man in the distance talking on a phone, and she realizes that's Charlie. And I remember in the theater being like, oh. And they're like, what does this mean to me? Nothing. It's just that guy. Oh, it's him. He's Charlie. Okay. But that's the movie.
There you go.
Oh, well, in the closing credits shows how much fun they had, and they sing all the small things because this is a music video director. And I think McG, people give him a lot of shit, but I think he directs pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just don't name yourself McG.
McLovin.
Just because your name is John McGinty, whatever your last name is.
Yeah, go with John McG.
But the movie has the vibes of a music video, and sometimes that's all you need.
I like the simple story. I like that it's not overcomplicated. I like that it's fun. It's a ride. It's in it. You get in, you get out before you get bored.
Yes, and that is what the story is, and that's how he directs it, with the style to match that kind of tone. So you always know the kind of movie you're watching. Everyone involved knows the kind of movie they're in. And that runtime, folks, it is like an hour and 39 minutes. You are in and out before you can even notice.
And it is eye candy for the not blind, no matter how many Korn songs are in here, Ebert.
So in summation, I kind of just did my summation. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I'm sure it's a product of low expectations. I assumed it would be terrible and we'd have a lot of fun making fun of it. Instead, I think it's just a really solid movie. I give it 3.5 stars.
I had low expectations of Tooth Fairy, and we were very right. So
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm between 3.5 and 4 just because it knows what it is and it does what it do. And I think that's great. Stay in your lane, pick a vibe, stay. The tone does not change. It is solidly toned. And I think that's hard when you're doing a movie that's kind of a mashup of moments, mashup of things. Drew Barrymore even made a reel that's a mashup, but it stayed. It has a vision.
And I think that's a good way to start a movie too, as a producer who's like, we're going for a vibe. This is the kind of vibe I'm looking for. I think that's a better way to start a movie than with a script.
Yeah, even with and here's the relationship between the people who are working together. This is how they feel about each other. This is the kind of villain I like. I like all that's so helpful because sometimes even the actors are making choices and don't, until everything's edited, may not even fully see where any of it was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you know, like, I want to have like this kind of scene, or I want to have the kind of scene in an action movie where, you know, you stop to like reflect on a relationship or have a cute like romantic moment, then you know I need to build to that and work to justify those things.
Yes.
So the movie's very successful in that way. I haven't seen the sequel.
I won't be seeing it probably.
Kind of curious. I'll tell you one thing that makes me think, oh, this is a mistake sequels make. The cast list for the sequel is huge.
No.
There's so many
No, thank
famous people in it.
No, thank
and
you.
one thing about this movie is it's small in
You have
how many people you have.
knockout headliners plus Bill Murray. You need nothing else.
And each of them has their male counterpart.
Yes.
You know, their very famous male counterpart,
Yes.
whether it's Joey or Tom Green. But they are siloed off.
Yep.
There's no like, oh God, Sam Rockwell kidnapped my boyfriend, Luke
Right.
Wilson. No.
No.
It's great that they're not involved
Yes.
in the main storyline. So like Bruce Willis is in the sequel, Demi Moore's in the sequel, just so many people that gets too bloated. You want to keep the focus on the family.
Thank you, Ben.
So those are our final thoughts. Coming out next week on the show.
Look at how young Walter Matthau looks.
He was like 49.
Holy
here.
shit.
In Dennis the Menace from
Dennis
1993.
Yep, that's my movie.
Lacey picked this movie. She's been talking about it a long time. I think I've seen this movie. I know nothing about it at all.
He's a little shit, is what he is.
Do we know who this kid is?
No, I was hoping you
Okay.
knew.
No. All right. Well, we'll find out.
We'll find. Yeah, there would be a history section probably.
We have a Patreon, Load Bearing Beams Collector's Edition. You can subscribe for $5 a month. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. Tell a friend. Check us out on Letterboxd, Matt Stokes 9, Load Bearing Lacey. Check out my band Rural Route 9 and the music we do for the show and our music in general. The Joy of Averages is our album. Get it wherever you get music.
Okay, I love you. Goodbye.
Three, four. Everybody, love bearing beams, 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 Spider-Man.